Hey guys, Logan here, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review for The Predator, directed and written by Shane Black. According to him, this is a direct sequel to the first Predator film, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This film retcons every single Predator sequel that came out after the first Predator film. So in this film, we get to see a young boy accidentally triggering the universe's most lethal hunters, Predators, return to Earth, and only a ragtag crew of ex-soldiers and a disgruntled scientist preventing the end of the human race on Earth. I was excited to see this film because Shane Black is directing and written this film. Yes, the same guy who appeared in the first Predator film as Hawkins, I believe. That was his character in that film. So him directing and written this film, I was excited. And this movie tried so hard to be funny, and it failed for the most part. There were so many jokes that try to come off, that many characters try to come off as funny, trying to make it out like it's funny, and it just didn't work. They didn't work, I should say. This film doesn't really understand what it's supposed to be. As a Predator film, it really felt more like a comedy than a horror film. Jeremy Jahns said this in his review. He said, this is the most MCU Predator film he had ever seen. And I agree with him. This film felt more like an MCU film than a Predator film, based on how funny it is, or how much funnier it is compared to how scarier and horrifying, terrifying, and suspenseful it is. That's what a Predator film should have been, instead of being just a comedy film in general. It doesn't have a very good sense of euphoria and immaculate type of suspense, and the whole terrifying and horror aspect of the Predator, the original one. When you watch the first Predator film with Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes, there were jokes there and there by some soldiers there and there, but that's not what sold the first Predator film. What really sold the first Predator film is the suspense and the horror and the terrifying thing about the Predator, the alien, the Predator. When you see some scenes that show the soldiers being all terrified and trying to find the Predator, but felt so scared to do so, that is really exciting. It really sells the intensity and the excitement and the suspense that the first Predator film has. This film seems to disregard that, except the comedy. And the acting and the dialogue in general are really what drag the movie down hard to the ground for me. The way that this movie was written, particularly with the dialogue and the acting, just the way this movie was written and the way it was executed, it honestly felt like it was written by a group of people who are not big fans of the Predator films. Now, granted, I may not be the biggest Predator film fan like some people are, but even I noticed that this is not a real Predator film. It's not written by people who are not big fans of Predator. And the third act of this movie is the worst. This film has one of the most messily disastrous third acts in a film I have seen in such a long time. Just the way that the decisions the characters have made, and the way the third act was executed, and the way the story has wrapped up and unfold, it really felt like Shane Black has no longer gave a shit about making this movie. It felt like he lost interest of finishing this entire film within the third act. It just honestly felt like that to me. He just felt like he doesn't want to finish this entire film. Now, there are a few things that this film has going for it. I will say, I mentioned a couple of action scenes, one of them being the laboratory action scene. That was exciting for me. There were plenty of jokes that did land for me, but most of them pretty much fell flat, or really fell flat. Oh, and a new design of the Predator, the regular one, not the big Predator, the regular Predator in this film. The design of it, the new design of it alone, it looks really cool. It looks badass. It looks fantastic. It looks terrifying. The puny goggle eyes things look, they look really puny to me compared to the size of the helmet. The eyes look very puny, but other than that, that design looks badass. I gotta say, it just looks awesome. And those are all the positives that I will give this film. Other than that, The Predator really felt so disappointing in terms of the discombobulated story and the disjointed execution, the atrocious dialogue and acting, the disposable characters, really flat action and comedy for the most part, and the third act, terrible is the word I can describe it. Terrible. I'm going to give The Predator a bronze Medal of Honor. This is the most disappointing film I've seen all year. More disappointing than Mile 22, like I said earlier. And this is also the worst out of all the Predator films. I really wasn't a big fan of Predator 2, but I gotta be honest, I would rather watch Predator 2 over this one all day, every day. So anyway, guys, that is my review for The Predator, directed and written by Shane Black. If you missed my series of Predator reviews from last month, you can check them out by pressing the annotation in my outro, or you can press the iNotification that is popping up on top of the screen. Oh, and by the way, I have a new series of movie reviews coming to you on October 25th, I believe. I think that's the date for it. And the series of movie reviews that I will be doing is for Transformers movies. Yes, that's right. I will be doing a series of Transformers reviews, all of them, yes, including the old 80s or 90s cartoons movie, Transformers, leading up to Bumblebee, which comes out in December, I believe. So the first review that I will start off my series of Transformers reviews is going to be for my review for the old Transformers cartoons movie. So stay tuned on October 25th for that review. So anyway, guys, that is it. If you guys enjoyed my review, please click the like button, and if you have already seen this movie, comment below and let me know what you think of it. If you enjoyed what you've seen here and you want to see future videos from me, please press up there to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great week, Battle Squad, and as always, fight the good fight.